It's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, what we're going to talk about first of all in this interview is because it's been a year now since Sebastian Rogers, 15-year-old, high functioning, autistic teenage boy, went missing from his home in Hendersonville in Tennessee in America. Literally disappeared almost as if in a puff of smoke, didn't he? And in a whole year, there has been no leads, no new information, not really. There's been all sorts of, fake sightings, or should I say false sightings, because there weren't fake sightings. There were sightings of people that were similar to Sebastian, but they just weren't Sebastian. There's been YouTube wars, there's been parent wars, there's been slander, there's been court cases. Some YouTubers have been actually taken to court and told to be quiet, but still aren't being quiet. It's just been an absolute shit show, really, because with nothing official from the police, etc. So it's now been a whole year. Could you imagine that? Think about that. Your loved one going missing, and a year later, you're marking the anniversary of that day that they went missing with no leads, no new information. No one's been called a suspect, but nobody's been cleared. This case seems to have split into two camps. Like, you've got the people that support Seth Rogers and the people that support Chris and Katie Proudfoot. I just support Sebastian. Just want Sebastian to be found. And if it turns out that Chris or Katie have done something, or Seth has done something, well, yeah, that's when I'll give my judgment on them, when it's been proven that they've actually done anything. In the meantime, I won't be accusing this mother who has lost her son, and there is literally nothing. Now, don't forget, sometimes these cases happen, and there is suspicion on the parents, of course, because the parents are always going to be the first suspects, aren't they? But there is no evidence, no forensic evidence. There's never been, their house has been searched many times, their car, nothing to suggest. Now, could they really have cleared up the scene so quickly, with nothing? There's CCTV cameras everywhere, nothing was seen. As far as, if as some people think, the Proudfoots did something to Sebastian, took him off somewhere, hid his body or whatever. Wouldn't there have been some CCTV, some evidence of that? There isn't. The police will have investigated it all. Apparently the police they've all had lie detector tests and they've all passed, apparently. So this is where we are. A year's gone by. This boy is still missing. And to mark the year anniversary, I suppose, with lack of a better word to say for it, Katie has done an interview, and it's her first interview for quite a long time. She did some interviews in the beginning with Chris. That all backfired on them, so that's it. Whereas Seth has actually created his own YouTube channel now, and he's quite often, he's got memberships that can cost $50, $49.95. If you've got to think who's making money out of this case. The person who's making the most money out of it is, of course, Seth. Katie and Chris haven't even either come on and said anything bad against Seth, really, as far as I know. So, but what I'd like to see is them all getting together, providing a united front to find Sebastian. I don't think any of them really have had anything to do with his disappearance. But I don't know what happens to him either. Maybe somebody else did it. Maybe Sebastian ran away and some accident befell him. Maybe he got in a car with somebody. At the end of the day, nobody knows anything. about this case. Whatever people might say they know or they don't know anything. Nobody knows anything, nothing official anyway. So first of all, before I say hello to everyone, which is what I'm going to do in a minute, I want to say thank you. As always, I like to say thank you. Oh, and another thing I want to say is stay watching till the end. If you're interested in the Madeleine McCann case, I've got some information about the Madeleine McCann case that I'm going to share with you at the end of this video. So we're going to look at Sebastian first and this interview, where we are with this case. And then I'm going to be telling you about something that's emerging in the Madeleine McCann case. Okay, so yeah, thank you. Please remember to subscribe to get updates on this case and all the others we're covering. Please leave your DNA on the like button, share if you can, so the maximum diffusion to find out what's happened to Sebastian. You know, there may be someone who just hasn't seen anything about Sebastian. Believe it or not, you know, not everybody does. You know, is glued to true crime channels like I am or we are. Some people really, they might just catch a glimpse of it. Some people won't even know anything about Sebastian. You know, the world is a huge place, but somebody just might know something, and it just might jog someone's memory about something, or think, oh, you know, I saw a boy like him, or I heard something about him. You know, you just never know. I mean, it's long shots after all this time, but at the end of the day, it's not impossible, is it? I want to thank all my members. I want to thank everyone who's bought me a Ko-fi. I'm going to put the details up of buying Ko-fis and also how to join. And also thank you for everyone who's PayPal'd me, sent me nice messages, sent me an email. I've had a lot of emails lately. I am ploughing my way through them. But I haven't been very good at replying to emails just lately. Sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, if you want to support my channel, I mean, obviously be the subscriber, liking, sharing, etc. They're free ways you can support my channel. But if you want to buy me a Ko-fi, these are the details of how to buy me a Ko-fi on just ko-fi.com, Vicky Marie. And also, if you want to become a member, I think I have you can join the channel here for under, I think it's $4.99 a month. Every Thursday we have a special members live chat, which if you can't join in that, you can watch it afterwards. And there are lots of videos on the members that aren't available publicly. Okay, I think that's it. So let me say hello to everyone and then we'll have a look at this interview. Hi, Mike. Hi, Angel. Oh, let us know when you hear anything. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, you'd think there'd be something, wouldn't you? But, you know, it's the same with Summer Wells, of course, isn't it? You know, you cannot believe that there can be nothing in a year. Just can't believe, you know, it just seems ridiculous. But, of course, now this video has come out where it seems like someone was lurking there around about just after 12 that morning. But, you know, you can't see it well enough to see if it's Sebastian or, in fact, who it is. You know, you just can't see it well enough. Let me just take this banner off now. Oh, there it is. So, with no further ado, let's have a look at what Katie had to say. And the first thing I just want to say, I'm going to put up this just for a minute. This is the thumbnail. And you can see that Katie looks very different to how she did when Sebastian first went missing. Now, I do feel with Katie, she couldn't really win with this interview, because if she got all dressed up and put her makeup on and, you know, dressed up to the nines, that wouldn't go down well, would it? People would criticise her for that. And they would say, why is she all dressed up? You know, she'd get criticism for that. So she's come on and done this interview, it looks like, with no makeup. You know, she does look, you know, no offence, and it shouldn't matter how she looks, but she looks, to me, distraught. And, you know, but of course, I just really think she couldn't put any makeup on or anything, because that would have been criticised. So I think Katie's in a no-win position. I think she's done well to do this interview, because as soon as she puts herself out there, she knows she's going to get criticised whatever she does, whether she appears in a sackcloth and ashes, or whether she appears all done up and all makeup intact, etc. She's going to get criticised whatever. So she was quite brave to do the interview in the first place. For me, I think she was very brave. So, okay. So let's have a look at what we've seen. I don't know if there's more to come out about this interview. Maybe there'll be more coming out. Yeah. Now, I know you'll all let me know what you think in comments. Just try not to be too cruel to Katie. I mean, you can have your views. Maybe you think she is lying. Maybe you think she does know more. That's fair enough. But don't be nasty. Don't attack her. Always bear in mind that if it turns out that she did have nothing to do with it whatsoever, which at the moment it seems like, you know, it's not very nice for her to be going through this, is it? So we have to have thought for that.
The last time I saw my son was when he went to bed.
Tonight marks 1 year since Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his home near Beach High School in Sumner County. He's 16 now, but there are still no confirmed sightings or leads in the case.
Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino sat down with Rogers' mother, Katie Proudfoot, and the search for her son and the ongoing public scrutiny surrounding.
Yeah, who still do, you know, they're so disrespectful. Rogers, his mother, his name is Sebastian. Is it such a big thing to be able to just mention someone's name rather than their surname when they're a victim, you know, a missing boy? I mean, listen, if it's a perpetrator, I don't care what they call them. But when you're talking about victims, these mainstream media, they always are so disrespectful. It drives me absolutely crackers.
This investigation.
Green tea.
A voice and an exuberant smile that have been missing for a year that Sebastian Rogers has gone without his favorite things.
Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals.
Animals, video games, books, and any chance in the pool.
He loves water. He swims like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
December 7th. He turned 16, and he should be home for that.
But Sebastian, who has autism, hasn't been home since February of last year. After dinner at the Texas Roadhouse on the 25th, Katie says she and her son went home.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that was like caused him to run away? Was he punished in any?
So sorry, my phone's ringing. So I'm just going to go back a little bit. So irritating. There you go, it stopped. Sorry, I want to go back a bit because I wasn't concentrating because the phone was ringing.
Video games, books, and any chance in the pool.
He loves water. He swims like a fish.
Sebastian also missed his birthday.
So I do think Katie looks very genuine there, and you can see there are tears in her eyes. You know, the trouble is, I think, you know, and I'm guilty of it as anyone, we watch these interviews by people who've lost their loved ones, who are maybe a little bit under, because of course the person that's closest to anyone is always the first suspect, be it partner, parents, friends, whatever. You know, that's what they do in investigations. They start close to the person and work out, don't they? They don't start outside the person's circle of friends and family and then go inwards. Now, the problem is when we watch these interviews, we don't know how these people are normally, do we? So it's one, we don't know what is someone's normal behaviour when their loved one is missing, unless you've ever had that happen to you. And then you're a unique personality in yourself, so you might react in a completely different way to somebody else. Also, we don't know these actual people, so we don't know how they normally are. So we have no landmark to, if you know your own friends and family, if they're acting strangely, you know straight away, don't you? Because you know them, you see them on a regular basis, if not every day. And when they're saying strange things, you think, oh, that's not like them. Or now the problem is with people like when we follow a true crime, we know nothing about these people. We don't know how they normally are. Maybe Katie's always a very calm person because, of course, she's in the Navy, wasn't she? Or is she still? She's been a service person. There's so many things we don't know about the people that we see being interviewed, and we're just judging them on what they're saying in that moment, but we have nothing to compare it to. So we've got to be aware of that. We can't look at it and think, oh, she's acting more differently than she really is. I'm always struck by, and I think, remember the Chris Watts case, when the neighbour took the policeman aside and said, he's acting really strange. He doesn't normally talk as much as this. See, they're the people who do know. A neighbour who talks to them on a regular basis, he knew that Chris Watts was acting suspiciously because he was talking a lot and he didn't normally. Well, the policeman didn't know Chris Watts from a piece of bread. He didn't know anything about Chris Watts and what he was normally like. So the policeman, it's hard for the policeman then, although, police do get their spidey sense, don't they? But they've got nothing to base it on. Whereas that neighbour straight away knew that Chris Watts was acting strangely. So that's what I'm trying to say, even though, we'll try and sort of look at Katie's behaviour in this, and, that's the human nature in us. We've got to be careful of not trying to judge Katie by how we would think we think we would react, how other people have reacted. We just don't know Katie. We don't know her as a person.
Birthday.
December 7th. He turned 16. And
the other thing is, you can tell Katie's really worried about what she's saying because she's probably been told as well, just be careful what you say because everything you say is going to be picked apart. And she does say something there that I think you can see that she realizes, because she goes to say he would have turned 16, and then she obviously thinks better of it. See, the other thing is, so people are already picking up on that. I'm just mentioning that because I've seen it on other YouTube channels already. Oh God, these garbage YouTube channels just making the most of this. They're loving it. They're picking up, and she does say he would have turned 16. Now, of course, Katie doesn't know for certain that he hasn't turned 16 because she doesn't know if he's alive or if he isn't alive. But, honestly, if you're being honest, and I think what Katie feels inside and probably what she knows from what the police have told her, it's likely that Sebastian is not still alive, isn't it? I mean, you have to face the reality of things. So she's gone to say that. Doesn't mean say she killed him, or she murdered him, or she knows for a fact that he's dead. What that means is that he's been missing a year with no trace of him whatsoever. And so it doesn't feel very positive. And I just really felt sorry for her because, as you could see, she said it, and then she realised, and she did take it back a little bit, which, as you can imagine, the garbage YouTube, they're rock bottom, these YouTube channels, making the most of it.
His birthday.
December 7th.
he would have. And then she's probably thinking, for fuck's sake, they'll be making, imagine knowing that every little thing you say that can be construed in any way, shape or form. I mean, I think Katie looks very upset there, to be honest. And you can see that she's probably thinking, oh my God, they're going to make a meal of that, which of course they have.
He turned 16 and he should be home for that.
But Sebastian, who has autism, hasn't been home since February of last year. After dinner at the Texas Roadhouse on the 25th, Katie says she and her son went home.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that was like caused him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night?
It was a normal night. It was a calm night.
That turned tumultuous by the next morning.
This is when I went in his room and he wasn't there. He wasn't in his bed.
Katie says she frantically searched the house and drove around the neighborhood at 6:30 a.m. until she and Sebastian's stepfather, who says he was away for work at the time, called police.
We need you to search your properties every day.
But an Amber Alert and an extensive...
So that's what they said from day one. So Sebastian is known to like hiding. He is known to like water. So, you know, the policeman there, Jeff Craddock, said, you know, we need you to search your properties every day because Sebastian could have hidden somewhere, maybe got locked in somewhere. You know, it was just a complete mystery. No CCTV evidence of where he'd gone. No, they took the dogs. The dogs went to the retention pond, and then the scent disappeared. You know, did he go in the retention pond and come back out again and go back to the house even? Who knows? But, you know, it's basically they searched the landfill site. Nothing, nada, zilch. It's unbelievable that nothing could have been found, isn't it? It is like he was just transported away, you know, beamed up, energized. I mean, it's, except we know that doesn't happen, just so weird.
Week-long search didn't yield one significant lead or even a glimpse of the boy on any doorbell cam video. Days later, investigators combed through a landfill 2 hours away, still saying they had found nothing.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
For the next year, any activity...
Oh, JLR's there on the thing. So, yeah, right from the beginning, they've said no evidence of any foul play. But, of course, they said that they say that in most cases. They said it in the Samantha Murphy case in Australia, no evidence of foul play until, boom, suddenly there was, and they arrested someone. So it doesn't mean to say there wasn't any foul play. It's just they have no evidence of it. And we watched, was it yesterday, we watched the video of Mr. Craddock saying that nobody is ruled out, but nobody is a suspect. You know, they haven't named any suspects, but nobody has been cleared. In other words, they haven't got a Scooby.
Activity involving Sebastian's case would fuel...
Oh, and that Betty bullshit. Oh my God, she is a dreadful woman. You know, thank God she's had to go to court.
Any activity involving Sebastian...
She's a nasty, horrible woman, isn't she? That Betty bullshit. I mean, really, really nasty, awful. She's got some massive karma coming to her. But anyway, it's already coming to her because she has been taken to court. Honestly, I can't even watch these YouTubers to see the crap they're saying.
Case would fuel droves of online followers and even a restraining order against one YouTuber.
Yeah, good. And she doesn't give a shit because she's loving it. She's probably the most attention she's ever had in her life. Probably nobody in her life takes any notice of her. She's got a sad life, a sad, pathetic life. And she's getting a bit of attention, she's getting her 5 minutes of fame. She's probably hoping that Sebastian Rogers is never found so she can keep on churning out the shit that she keeps churning out. But people watch her. You know, so at the end of the day, I just think, what's wrong with you? If you think this woman has got anything to offer to this case or even cares anything about Sebastian Rogers, I'm sorry, but you're deluded as she is.
There were quite a bit of people that were, you know, sending some very threatening and hateful messages to us.
What would you say to those people?
Just stop.
Fox 17 News sent the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the lead agency in the investigation, a list of questions in anticipation of this story, including asking if there are any new leads, what kind of evidence detectives have vetted, and if investigators still believe there is no indication of foul play. Sheriff Eric Craddock responded in an email saying, "This is an active and ongoing investigation. We continue to work with our state and federal partners. We will continue to seek a resolution in this case."
What do you believe happened to Sebastian?
Unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
But Katie and a private investigator she retained believe this piece of surveillance.
So I think that just came over very genuine. She just doesn't know. Imagine not knowing. Now, let's take the devil's advocate and suppose that she does know what happened. Maybe there was an accident, but still she's going to feel like shit, isn't she? So, you know, I cannot imagine the mentality of somebody who literally, I'm not talking about people who just discuss the case and the different theories. I'm talking about people who specifically attack someone who has lost their child one way or another, unless they think it was just a spiteful murder or something, that she enjoyed it and, you know, she's some sort of fucking psycho or something, maybe. But, you know, I don't understand. I understand people speculating if something had happened because people want to know what happened to Sebastian. But the thought of actually directly attacking someone or going to their house and stalking them, or, you know, and then, or getting together like these YouTubers have, they're like this band of evil people, aren't they? Just nasty. They're not offering anything positive towards finding Sebastian. They're just pouring hate on a mother who's lost her son one way or another. Just beyond me. I don't understand it, to be honest, either, even in the Madeleine Soto case. And don't forget, she disappeared at the same time as Sebastian. I think it was on the same day, but of course we know what happened to Madeleine. And her mum gets a similar thing. Whereas her mum, again, I've stopped watching some YouTube channels because all they're doing is casting shade on Jennifer Soto. Again, without any evidence. The police have said, you know, haven't said that she had anything to do with it. I'm not saying she wasn't a crap mother. Maybe she was a crap mother, but that's not the same as actually murdering somebody. And, you know, I just don't understand it. It's video after video. You know why those YouTubers do that? Because they know it'll attract views and clicks. And so even, you know, YouTubers that I had a bit of respect for before, I've stopped watching them now because I just can't keep watching this constant slagging off of Madeleine Soto. Now, there's other, I suppose you could say the same thing about the McCanns. You know, as much whatever happened to Madeleine McCann, you know, still, would you really be targeting them and going to their house or sending them horrible messages? Even though there's probably more evidence in that case that maybe they know more about it, then there's nothing to say that Katie knows anything about it. Nothing. So leave her alone, you foul people.
Oh, no.
But Katie and a private investigator she retained believe this piece of surveillance video taken the night that Sebastian went missing could be a lead in the case.
12/17, a couple
So this is Steve Fisher, who is the private investigator who's been employed by the Proudfoots. And of course, he's in direct confrontation, isn't he, with Dog the Bounty Hunter and Nick the Hat and all, those ridiculous people. And of course, this actually came out last week, and he was a bit annoyed because it wasn't supposed to come out till this week, apparently. But looking at that, definitely somebody comes out the house, and let's have a look at it again.
This piece of surveillance video taken the night that Sebastian went missing could be a lead in the case.
12:17 in the morning. So that was somebody. Who was it? It was somebody. It may not have been Sebastian, but it was somebody.
A couple 100 yards away, there's a figure.
The Sumner County Sheriff said the video has no relevance to the case, but the Proudfoots aren't dismissing it until the identity of the person is confirmed by investigators. Unfortunately, any possible break in Sebastian's case has gone nowhere.
No child goes poof. He's somewhere.
Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, has also endured a year without his son.
Sebastian, son.
Seth brought in a team offering their own reward of $347,000. That's on top of the FBI's $50,000 reward.
Stop looking.
Yeah, so I think it might have been Micah. Somebody said yesterday, why is it $347,000? I mean, it's laughable, really. They are laughable. When I read the at-night intelligence tweets and things like that, it's like something off the Pink Panther or something. It's like something that's not real, except it's deadly serious. This is a young boy who's gone missing, and they're dealing with it like there's some sort of fake $347,000 reward. $347,000. What? Where does that come from? Where does that amount come from? First of all, also, yeah, I feel like they're only offering that because they don't think it'll ever be claimed. Imagine if somebody turned up tomorrow with Sebastian and said, "Oh, can we have that $347,000, please?" They'd shit themselves, wouldn't they? It's like, oh God, where are we going to get through? We have to scam some more people and get this money out of it. It's just crazy, isn't it? And of course, their team, Seth, aren't they? Tony Maroney, Tony the Phony, Mathis, and Seth. Honestly, I find it very hard to find any sympathy for Seth now. He's lost his son. I don't want to cast shade on him. I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I do think he's capitalizing out of it, and he's making out he was like, number one father. When he actually wasn't. He had frailties just like the rest of us. None of us are perfect parents. And there's him sort of making out he was the best, the best thing since sliced bread. And he actually wasn't, was he? And I've seen the divorce papers. He's a domestic abuser.
Look at this to give up hope.
Allegedly.
Hope that's still evident among volunteer searchers.
I'm not going to stop.
Missing.
Yeah, that boy, he sort of disappeared, didn't he? Was he the one that took the gun?
Hope that's still evident among volunteer searchers.
I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, wasn't he the boy that turned up somewhere with a gun or something? I don't know, I might be getting it wrong. I need to do a bit of a look at the news items from back in the day.
Missing signs and ribbons in Sebastian's favorite color.
And God, right now, we're seeking you to reveal the truth to us.
Katie says detectives.
So that was a previous vigil. There's a vigil coming up this Saturday, which I think all the family are going to be at. I hope so. I hope they join together.
Searching for that truth left no question unasked.
Lie detectors.
Yes.
For yourself
and my husband.
Which Katie says they passed. We don't know what investigators say about the test, but Katie says they have searched her home.
Thoroughly, many times. Cadavers.
Now, I did email the police department to ask if they had passed their lie detectors, and they did write back to me, at least. But they said they wouldn't divulge any information because it's an ongoing investigation. So that was the end of that.
Searchers.
What do police tell you at this point? What do they think?
unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Zero trace of the boy with a smile that's imprinted on countless hearts.
Now, it's said that they do have, you know, Craddock himself did say they did have more evidence, but they couldn't talk about it. And Katie has said that on a previous occasion. I did feel then when Katie answered that, maybe she does, like she's saying that they have no, but I think they do have something, but they're just not releasing it. Of course, you know, no police department is going to release all the evidence they have.
Especially, Katie says, on her own.
I would just like to tell my son that I love him and to know that we are never going to stop searching.
So a lost smile can be found. Anyone who believes they may have seen Sebastian Rogers should immediately call 1-800-TBI-FIND or the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. There is a vigil for Sebastian this Saturday.
Oh, sorry, I'll just play that.
Saturday, March 1st at 2 p.m. at the Celebration of Life Church in Hendersonville. We will certainly continue to update you on any information we learn in his case. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Yeah, Jaden, that was it, Jaden. And there was something strange about Jaden because he seems to have, you know, I can't remember the last time. Can't remember the last time he was seen. Maybe it was a gun incident. Sure, he turned up with a gun somewhere and lost the plot a bit. Yeah, JLR. You can always rely on JLR for a bit of. Look, so this was, when was this? This was April last year. People at the Sebastian Rogers rally alleged that a man named Jaden arrived holding a firearm, demanding to know how their rally will help to find Sebastian. Police were called and they are now looking for Jaden. So I don't know what the result of that. I don't know the result of that. Did they arrest Jaden? Was he charged with anything? Why did he turn up at a rally demanding to know how their rally will help find Sebastian? Odd, isn't it? And then since then, I would say that we haven't really heard anything of Jaden until that just then. Or am I wrong? Maybe he's been mentioned on other YouTube channels or whatever, but I haven't seen anything about Jaden. He seemed to just sort of fade away. Sorry, I'm just having a look, but I can't see anything else. Might be something on TikTok. The trouble is, you can't always believe everything on TikTok, can you? So, no. But anyway, so that was Jaden. That was Jaden. Apparently was carrying a firearm. Yeah, don't know what there is. Some of you might know if you may have seen it somewhere else, but I don't know what happened there. So that was the interview. So remember to stay tuned to the end of this video because I've got some news about Madeleine McCann. But just before we finish on the subject of Sebastian, I just want to I wanted to show a bit of Seth. Yeah, now of course Seth now has set up his own YouTube channel, hasn't he? And apparently this Thursday he's going to do a live sort of to, I don't know, mark the 1 year since Sebastian went missing. And he's made quite a few videos. I think this might have been the last one with Tony Mathis. Tony Mathis, I'm sorry, just gives me the creeps. I don't know why, he literally gives me the chills, that this man. And I don't really know why, but anyway, he does. So Seth's done quite a few lives. He's raised quite a lot of money. He's got his memberships, etc. I'm not going to play his video because you know, he might do me for copyright. I don't know, and I'm not going to ask him if I can use it. That's for sure. You know, I'm not saying I don't feel that Seth had anything to do with Sebastian going missing, but I do feel both him and Tony Maroney are making the most out of the situation. To me, they're the ones that are capitalizing on Sebastian's disappearance, you know, and I don't really understand. You know, I understand why you would want to set up a YouTube channel because, yeah, he should be able to say what he thinks, and I think it's better him having his own YouTube channel than you know, appearing on other YouTube channels. But don't really understand why he set up these massive memberships. I mean, $49.99 for a membership. You know, people will donate, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with donating to him, maybe to make, you know, to do the posters or do whatever he wants, you know, if it makes him feel better. But yeah, it was the memberships, I think, that did it for me, and not even just the memberships, but such expensive memberships. Just, you know, I didn't like that. But that'd be Tony's influence, I would think, because Tony has organised them. Of course, Seth has fell out with all these other, I'll just play the video a bit. He's covering up his baldy head, Tony. Just why, what's the word I was going to say there? You know, why, and of course he's used his YouTube platforms to slag off Katie and Chris quite a lot. Oh, Tony's gone to sort his hat out there, I think. You know, there's just something it just seems weird to me to be doing this. But anyway, there you go. There you go. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? So, no, I hope something does happen. I hope something does happen soon. You know, one way or another, this boy needs bringing home. It feels negative at the moment, doesn't it? Definitely doesn't feel like he, you know, is going to be found. Doesn't feel like he's going to be found alive, but of course he may be. He may be, mayn't he? Let's hope so. We can but pray, really. That's all we can do. But I'm going to be putting together, I think what I'm going to do with Sebastian, a bit like I've been doing with Madeleine McCann, just making short videos, just some of the information that we've had, you know, which, like things like that about Jaden turning up with a gun at the vigil and or the rally, things that we might have forgotten going back, because there's no new news. So I think I'll be doing that, just some snapshot videos about what's happened, what's going on, maybe having a little look at the early interviews with Chris and Katie. Of course, Chris made a mistake, didn't he, of going on YouTube channels and getting angry with people, and that led everyone to think, oh God, he's a really angry person, and he's this and he's that. And of course, he's got the, you know, we know that he had taken a belt to Sebastian, you know, all those things, but none of those things, as much as obviously it's not good, doesn't mean to say that he murdered him, does it? So that's the thing that we have to consider, is where's the evidence? If we don't have any evidence whatsoever, nothing, you know, like if the dogs would have alerted to DNA in Katie's car, maybe, like with the McCann's case, or in the house. But there's been nothing. There was no forensic evidence found in the house. And if somebody's died in a house, that is virtually impossible to clear up everything and leave no traces whatsoever in the house, in the car. It's virtually impossible these days. So that to me just says it more than anything, that if there was, apart from the lie detector, no forensic evidence found. So these days, if no forensic evidence is found, there is nothing to be found, in my opinion. So, okay, so that's all I'm going to say about Sebastian, but I hope you'll stay with me while I just, oh my God. So the latest twist, if you like, in the Madeleine McCann case, this beautiful girl, let's change the logo up at the top. You know, I hope Sebastian Rogers doesn't turn into this kind of case. Of course, it's been 20 years since Madeleine disappeared from the holiday apartment in Pride-a-Louth. And now there was forensic evidence apparently found. And, you know, we saw in a previous video, the search dogs did, Eddie and Keely, was it? Keela, did, you know, alert to DNA in the apartment and the rental car. But the problem is, of course, you know, this is an apartment where lots of people had stayed, a hire car that lots of people would have used. So it's difficult to say, you know, doesn't mean to say that it was because of anything the McCanns did. I think with the Madeleine McCann case, though, there's such an accumulation, there's almost too much evidence, isn't there? But none of it being conclusive. So, you know, now, of course, the latest twists over the last couple of years have been all these people, or anyway, one person in particular, claiming to be Madeleine. And of course, this is Julia Wendelt. Now, I've just found, actually, I'm going to be doing another little thing on this. So apparently it's not the wrong guy that she's got this mark in her eye, but it is in the wrong place. But I'm going to show, that's for another video. That's for another video. But what I want to talk to you about today is now we've got another Madeleine McCann coming out of the woodwork. Another girl who insists that she is Madeleine McCann. Let's have a look. Oh, where is it? Oh. Gosh, sometimes I put too many windows down and I lose the window that I wanted, but let's have a look. So Julia's going to be really peed off because Julia Wendelt, of course, she's in prison. She was arrested, wasn't she? As soon as she arrived at Bristol Airport, she was instantly arrested and she's been remanded in custody. So now it turns out there's an American Madeleine McCann, or a woman who's American claiming to be Madeleine McCann. So have they got to go through it all again? You know, so one feels like one woman is being dealt with, and another woman, here pops up another girl. So an American woman from Arkansas has made the outlandish claim she is the real Madeleine McCann, brazenly claiming she has DNA proof, despite her comments being widely discredited. Do you know, if I was the McCanns, honestly, I don't, a DNA test, their DNA is already registered with the police. Just let them do a test with this person. It can't be that difficult. Just shut it down straight away, because otherwise these people get all this publicity and that's what they're doing it for. So Eugenia Collins, 22, launched a strange social media campaign claiming she is the tragic British child who went missing in 2007 while on vacation with her family in Pride-a-Louth, Portugal. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed Collins, but she hasn't got the eye defect that Madeleine had, that at least Julia has got, that Columbo or whatever it's called. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed Collins told dailymail.com she started to think she was Madeleine after seeing Polish woman Julia Wendelt on Dr. Phil's talk show, and she noticed similarities in herself and the pictures of the missing girl. And Wendelt was this week arrested for harassing the McCann family. If it wasn't for me seeing her on the Dr. Phil show, I would never have known. In a way, her stupidity, can you believe this? Listen to this. Her stupidity actually helped me find my family, Collins bizarrely claimed. I saw the age progressions and it was like I was looking in a mirror. I just know I saw pictures of myself online and it says I'm missing. Collins' birthday is October the 23rd, 2002, putting her around the same age as Madeline, who was born on May the 12th, 2003. She took an ancestry DNA test, which shows she's 68% English and Northwestern European, which she believes helps prove her case, but said she does not have any other DNA connections to the McCann family. And despite having very limited, so this is her, looks nothing, looks, maybe she's Julia's sister. Maybe you're Julia's sister, but you're definitely not Madeleine McCann. Sorry, nada. You don't look anything like her, except you've got blue eyes and blonde hair. That's about it. So Collins said she was upset. The local police in Arkansas, sorry, I want to laugh, but it's not funny, of course, have not taken her seriously. She also claimed she has tried to contact Operation Grange, the Metropolitan Police Department's investigation into the case. So you know what's going to happen now, don't you? She'll be all over the YouTube, because these YouTubers, again, unscrupulous YouTubers that have had Julia on talking a load of crap so far. She's in prison now, so they can't have her on anymore. They're going to have her on. She's going to make the rounds again of all these YouTube channels that are just, you know, they should be shut down on Scott. They're a bad advert for other YouTube channels as well. And that's what makes me angry, because in the end, all YouTube channels get tarred with the same brush. So she hasn't got the eye defect even. So, you know, what? Again, looks absolutely nothing like her. Yeah, come on, got different colour eyes. You haven't got the eye defect. Oh my God. Collins claims that she became suspicious of her family when she tried to get a new ID and couldn't get a copy of her birth certificate. I am unable to get any kind of identification, so I must be Madeleine McCann. No, Collins said, because I couldn't even get any help from the people at the Red Cross when my house was burned, because I have no identification. I have never seen an original birth certificate, neither. The only thing I saw had someone else's name wrote on it, and they marked that out and wrote mine above it, despite being hell-bent on the fact that she is the missing British child. Collins has not shared her mother's name. Funny that, isn't it? Funny that. I wonder why she hasn't shared her mother's name. I mean, you know, it is bloody ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. She shared a writing prompt that she did in elementary school that she believes describes her kidnapping, and pointed out she has photos of herself wearing a dress similar to one. Sorry. Oh my God. Oh, beam me up, Scotty. Honestly, sometimes I just wish that I was beamed up. She has photos of herself wearing a dress similar to one that Madeleine wore in one of the last photos of her. Social media users who think that the woman's claims are bogus have pointed out several major differences between Collins and Madeleine. Not to be rude here, but your eye doesn't have the defect in it. The reason I'm not convinced is because I don't see the same spot on the eye in any other photo. Oh, dear me. Dear me. So here she is. This is the new fake Madeleine McCann. So one goes to prison and out pops another one from Arkansas. That's Madeleine McCann, apparently. Well, I'm sure you'll let me know what you think in comments. 68% English and Northwestern European, which she believes proves her case or helps to prove her case. She also said that the man she believed to be her biological father, Eugene Collins, is actually suspect. Oh, it's sad, isn't it? There's so many sick people out there. There's people out there just they're ill, you know, like. So this is supposed to be a biological father, I presume, on the left. Looks like a mugshot. Is actually suspect Christian Bruckner. Let's have a look at this. What's this video? Oh, I have to turn that off because I don't want to listen to it. I have to go back to that again because I don't want that music on because they will definitely pull me up. They don't like music on YouTube. So yeah, she's been all over Instagram, TikTok, talking about it. So Julia's not going to be very happy, is she? She's now got competition for her madness. Let's go back to it again. Yeah, poor Julia. So Julia, not only she's in prison, but now it turns out she's not the only Madeleine McCann. There was something else I wanted to show you. So, girl, unless you have the eye thing that Madeleine had, please stop this nonsense. She did address some critics who pointed out her ears are differently shaped than Madeleine's. Oh my God. Now, as I say, I'm laughing, but it wouldn't be funny if it was your daughter. And whatever I think or don't think about the McCanns, they lost their daughter and they've got these idiots, coming at what? Oh, come on. And not only, it's bad enough what these girls are doing, but I do think they are delusional or crazy or something. But then this girl, believe me, those same YouTubers that interviewed Julia and gave her a platform to speak from, they'll be right there with this one as well, because they'll want those clicks and they'll want that attention. So Collins also claimed that the man she believed to be her biological father, Eugene Collins, is actually one of the main suspects in the case, convicted P and German native Christian Bruckner. I saw pictures of the suspect and he looks like my biological father, or who I've been told is my biological father my whole life. I never had any relationship with this man whatsoever. I was always told he was a little off in the head. Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? When I first saw the photos of Christian B, I instantly recognised the man. So will the real Madeleine McCann please stand up? Is it Julia, or is it this other woman, or is it neither of them? Probably neither of them, I think. And something else for Jerry and Kate to face, which, it's not nice, is it? At the end of the day, whatever we don't think about what happened, it's not very nice. Why can I not get off that? Because I did want to, hang on. Now, I haven't looked yet. There's an article, of course, that Julia's, so here we go. Yeah, I'm going to do a focus on this in a video. This one fake Madeleine McCann. Yeah, Julia's parents. We'll look at this, not today, actually, because I haven't got time. But yeah, we need to look at how the heartbroken parents of Polish Madeleine McCann are at their wits' end over the daughter's lies. You know, they've probably gone through absolute hell with Julia because of her mental health. You know, and they're suffering for it. She said that she was abused, this had happened, that had happened. I don't believe anything she says. I bet these parents have tried to be the best parents they possibly can be, and she's just thrown it all back in their face for whatever reason. So, but I'll look at that in another one. So I just wanted to let you know, there you go. We've got two Madeleine McCanns now. Yeah, I'm Spartacus. I'm Madeleine McCann. I'm Madeleine McCann. You know, it just, neither of them are the right age. The DNA proves nothing. But if I was Kate and Jerry, I literally would say to the police, take our DNA, test it. Anyone who comes up, how much does it cost? I'd pay for it myself. At the end of the day, millions and millions of pounds have been spent on this case. So what difference does a couple of DNA tests make? You know, a couple of £60 DNA tests or however much they cost. They've already got Kate and Jerry's DNA, so they don't have to take it. Honestly, I would just shut them down straight away, because you know what? You don't shut them down, they're going to be all over, and the mainstream media will present it like the Daily Mail did, and they'll, you know, because at the end of the day, it is a story. So, you know, presenting it is one thing, because it is something that is relevant to a case. You know, I suppose you can see why people would present it, but then you'll get the YouTube channels cashing in on it like big time, because they know that they get this person on for an interview, try and make them feel like they believe them when really they haven't, you know, they don't. You know, exactly, Scotty. Why don't they do that? I don't know. I would do it. If that was me, I would do it. But then I presume I would be innocent, you know, because that begs the whole other question. Maybe the McCanns, you know, there's a lot of ways you can look at it. Some people say, why should they be held to ransom by nutters? But they've already given their DNA, haven't they? So they're wouldn't actually have to do anything, would they? And it would be the police that could do it quite easily, simply, cheaply, you know, and just shut down that shit straight away. That's what I would do. I wouldn't have that lingering. But, you know, is it because they prefer a bit of mystery in the case? I don't know. You know, that's not for me to know for the answer to that. That's for the police to find out. Okay, I'm going. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening, and thank you for caring both about Sebastian and about Madeleine. Hopefully we'll get some answers, if not one of these cases, both of these cases. Why not? I think DNA is a new, you know, I do think the Madeleine McCann case will be resolved. I don't know how exactly, but I don't know, I just feel like we are going to have an answer to Madeleine's case sooner or later. And the same with Sebastian, just not sure when. But anyway, thank you. And as always, take care of yourselves. You are the most important person. Please look after yourself. I'll see you really soon in the next video. Till then, may your God go with you. Bye.